about the concepts of UNESCO and the relationship between the nation and state.
And also, you will witness our group discussion regarding the quote of Daniel Belle.
So before anything else, let me introduce myself. I am Priscilla Belle.
And I'm Destiny Paterno. I'm Brenda Pintihito. I'm Venus Pelin. I'm Jelena Hernandez.
And I am Giselle Castro.
Guys,
Yes?
do you know what is UNESCO?
UNESCO, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a specialized agency of the United Nations, which I think that promotes world peace and security through international cooperation in education, arts, sciences, and culture. I think.
And how about the relationship between nation and state?
As I research, a nation is an ethnic group with shared characteristics like language and culture, which make a political claim for nation self-determination. A state is a humanly devised structure that exists to support and protect the nation's interests.
So, how about the role of UNESCO towards nation state?
I think the role of UNESCO is to contribute to the building of a culture of peace, the eradication of poverty, sustainable development, and intercultural dialogue through education, the science, culture, communication, and information.
How about the vital of the UNESCO toward nation state?
Base of the internet, it says UNESCO is responsible for coordinating international cooperation in education, science, culture, and communication. It strengthens the ties between nations and societies and mobilizes the wider public so that each child is a citizen. You know what, guys? I was intrigued about the quotes of Daniel Belle. You know what? He stated that the nation state has become too small for the big problems of life and too big for the small problems of life.
So, what does it mean?
Oh, I remember. Ma'am Giselle told us that we had a group discussion, right? We have a discussion virtually later about that.
Yeah, I remember too.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So guys, come and join us to our virtual discussion. Come on, come on. 1, 2, 3, alas na!
Good day, class. I am Teacher Giselle Acaso, and we are here to share our insights or ideas about the perception nation-states have become too small for big problems of life and too big for the small problems of life. So, class, with respect, let me first to share what my insights in this perception of this phrase is, and the others may follow after, okay? So, the perception nation-states have become too small for big problems of life and too big for small problems of life. This perception came from Daniel Bell. In my understanding, it could be broad in stating the problem issue between society, the economy, and the nation states. As we citizens in the Philippines individually have our problems in life, like in aspects of finance, education, family, and relationships. It could be physical or environmental. The nation-states only focus on the broader angles of problems in our nation. Thus, it could be another problem for us, but we really don't take it as our whole problem, as we can only see a superficial impact on our lives and it is only addressed wholly for the sake of the nation. While nation-states have become too big for small problems in our lives. Since it includes a holistic range of our nation's problem solving, it can address the totality of the problem in society, the economy, and the environment. Thus, the magnification of state nations in our problem could not be included individually but as a whole. And that's all, and so anyone could now follow the sharing freely.
For me, ma'am, in my opinion, big problems economically, politically, and socially make the nation state too small for this because of the community of citizens that rules the so-called
nation. The legitimacy of a nation-state's rule over a territory and overpopulation inhabiting it stems from the right of a core national group within the state of self-determination. On the other hand, the nation-state as a group of people governed by a national sovereignty is too big for everyday problems because it only concentrates on the effects of the problem size on the people it affects. And that's my idea, ma'am.
Good morning, Ma'am Giselle. So, nation-state have become too small for big problems of life and too big for the small problems of life. As our world and the new generation advances, there's a risk of bigger problems that a nation-state won't be able to handle, such as politics and democracy, accountability, and the welfare state. Nation-states also focus more on these problems that they tend to over-exaggerate or overlook simple and small problems. We live in a strange world where children must sacrifice their own education in order to protest against the destruction of their future. Where the people who have contributed the least to the crisis are the ones who are going to be affected the most. It's difficult to remain hopeful, but the urgency of the situation should finally make politicians take action. I can't help but feel disappointed that we are experiencing a phenomenon which is essentially a result of catastrophic policy failure. That's all, ma'am. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. In my perspective, Belle writes that in the new information age, even the boundaries of time and space no longer hold. Economic activity is global and instantaneous, yes. The traditional infrastructure that gave rise to cities like roads, rivers, and harbors is becoming irrelevant, and we are connected with everywhere. Yet, with all diffusions of information, Bell observes true knowledge remains rare and precious. The problem that faces Bell is one of scale. He argues that societies tend to work smoothly when economic, social, and political activities fit well together. But there is an obvious mismatch in today's global economy, where financial life is centralized as never before, but political life is increasingly fragmented along ethnic and even tribal lines. That's all. Thank you.
Nation-state become too small for big problems of life and too big for the small problems of life. We live in the world of increasingly global problems, ineffective nation solution, and consequent dissolution with democratic politics. So when we say big problems, this will affect the whole nation, not just in the specific place.
Good day, everyone. The oath state that societies tend to work smoothly when economic, social, and political activities fit well together. But there is an obvious mismatch in today's global economy where financial life is centralized as never before, but political life is increasingly fragmented along.
And that's it for our vlog, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you gain a lot of knowledge to our different perspective regarding the codes of Daniel Bell. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's all. Thank you so much and God bless. Bye-bye.